is it okay for us to joke around amongst ourselves and say literally like gay jokes and stuff, but we are just playing around? We are not gay. Is that okay?
No, we're not like yeah, that's gay.
No,
but it's like literally the things that we
Like
when you sit down and ask yourself why you believe it, and you really kind of try to work that out and articulate it, you'll probably find a lot of holes and a lot of things that just are not rational.
Or you don't have an answer.
Or you don't have an answer.
Well, that's my thing too. It's like your belief is your belief, but my existence is a reality. So it's like you can believe that belief with no tangible like evidence, but like me standing in front of you being who I am is like, no.
That's a mic drop moment, what you just said. That was pretty fucking dope.
Fucking bar.
Yeah. But what I do find, which is funny, is like in my position, like I'm comfortable enough where like I'll call people out about it, but kind of in a passive aggressive way. So like just this week at World's Strongest Man, I was watching the CrossFit Games semifinals, and I'm sitting down at a table watching it, and somebody comes up, they're like, "Man, why are you watching CrossFit? That's gay." I was like, "Well, I am." Right?
You're
And he
like,
goes,
you am what? Watching CrossFit?
and he goes, "Oh no, like you know what I mean?" I was like, "No, I don't. What do you mean?"
Oh no.
And he couldn't answer. He was like, and they just kind of like walked away.
Yeah.
Right. So like when you challenge people in that way, like I think it's a fun moment for me because I'm like, I got you, bitch.
Let me explain to you what gay is.
Yeah. So yeah, like
you.
I also, like I said, it's kind of like that just fuck you mentality where I'm just like, I really don't care what you think in this moment. Like,
Yeah.
what you said is wrong. I'm going to let you know about it.
How do you talk to yourself, with lifting these fucking giant implements that you're going to be lifting this weekend? You're really gifted at like the overhead press, but there might be other movements where you're like, oh fuck, here come. How do you get out of your own head and have better self-talk, better confidence in yourself to get better at these movements?
I think the biggest thing and the biggest transformation in the way I compete is my number one priority every time I step on a competition floor is have fun. Right? I lost that for a long time, and I became a terrible strongman, a terrible husband, and I was putting too much pressure on myself to succeed. And because I was doing that, it was decreasing my performance.
The only way to have fun would be to be prepared, right? Because you want to do well. So if you're prepared, the funning might kind of take care of itself a little bit.
Yeah. And, a great example of this is at the Arnold from this past year. I had an awesome performance, was actually in the lead after the first 3 events, even into day 2. Kind of shit the bed on the frame carry, which like I knew was going to be a tough event for me going in. You're right. It's an 880-pound frame, no straps, up a ramp, and I have tiny, chubby hands. And I'm going against these monsters. Yeah. And grip is just one of those things like, you work on it as hard as you want, and it gets a little bit better, right? And that's frustrating as hell. So going into that event, like, I trained it, and I knew going into it, I was like, well, if I can pick it up, it's a PR, right? And I moved it like 10 feet, right? Ripped my hand open, and I was like, that sucks. That's going to pull me out of first place and off the podium and everything. And I was kind of in my feelings about it because I had these goals set and stuff like that. And right before the final event, we had this stone to shoulder event. It was this natural stone, 419 pounds. And it was just a beast. And like Joey came over to me and he could see I was getting into that space again where I was like kind of stoic, not focusing on anything else, almost getting tunnel vision. And he comes up to me, gives me a kiss on the head. He's like, hey, just go out there and have fun. And like, it just kind of smacked me out of that. I'm like, shit, you're right. Like I get to go on that floor and lift this thing in front of 6,000 people. Like, how fucking cool is that?
When you already had a great performance, so it's kind of like...
Yeah, and you know what? I shit the bed. I didn't lift the stone. But I was like, I stood up after that. I waved to the crowd. I was like, this is awesome, right? And like, if I stay in that mentality, I'm able to just kind of like get through those events that I know I'm just not going to do as well on, and just know that like, I'm still here for the right reason.
Do you do better with your own self-talk going into the gym now, whereas before you had a lot of reservations about it?
Yeah, it's a lot better now, but like even till this day, I still do. It's like I kind of like lean towards him to kind of like, it's like when you can give yourself your own advice, but like hearing it from someone else, even more so like not even from him, it's like other people at the gym, and they're like,
I'm his husband.
So it doesn't like count because I'm like, you have to say that. But it's definitely better like than it was when I first started going at the gym.
Yeah, like he's confident enough now. Like he used to be so in his head that like when we would go to our gym, a gym we go to 4 to 5 times a week, I would have to walk in first. Because he just like still had that anxiety, right?
Yeah.
Like what a lot of people don't realize is like the gym for a gay man is terrifying. Because, you know, there's like, and I will say like,
It'd be more like a haven.
well, depends on the gym.
Oh, true. I was picturing West Hollywood.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
That vibe, yeah.
but like
The mesh shirts
Yeah.
and stuff.
walking into a strongman powerlifting gym as a gay man, right? Like it's going to set off some alarms. And I would say like as gay men, we probably stereotype like we shouldn't, but like we have this fear in our mind that it's like, well, if I need to like ask for a spot, is he going to think I'm hitting on him? Right?
the
Like,
fine line.
and we play those scenarios out.
Depends on
and-
how you ask for a spot.
That's true. Just a little butt tap. Hey, you busy?
I'd be like, whoa.
Now I'm not. You know, but I think it's like we work up these scenarios in our head and it like just gives us that anxiety where like then we just like, well, you know, I'm just not going to go do it. And for him to step into our home gym, Lightning Fitness, for the first time and like to see him enjoy it and like what he was doing, like was a really, really cool moment. And that's, you know, it's just been a really great part of the journey.
You know, when you were talking about those stereotypes, I think that's a stereotype that some straight guys have that they shouldn't about gay guys.
Yeah.
Like one of the reasons why they may feel uncomfortable around gay guys is like, is he attracted to me? Like,
Like, is he
chances are
checking me
probably
out?
not.
Yeah.
Chances are probably
Like
not.
9 times out of 10, no.
Exactly. But like that's one thing that I think is like some weird barrier that some guys need to get through. Like not every guy that's gay thinks you're hot.
Well, it was funny. I was having this conversation, I forget with who, but they like had that mentality. And I was like, well, when you look at like all these girls, like, do you think they're hot and want to like have sex with them? He's like, I mean, most of the time, yeah. I guess I'm not going to change your
Never
mind.
Power Project family, how's it going? Now I want to talk to you guys about Within You supplements. This is Mark's supplement line. And the amazing thing is Mark used to be 330 pounds. He was a fat guy. So obviously this stuff tastes really damn good. But another cool thing about Within You supplements is that none of these products are white labeled. Now, what a lot of people do when they come out with their own supplement lines is they do something called white labeling. And white labeling, all that means is there's a supplement that's already out there. They take off the tag of that supplement, they put their name on it, and now it's their supplement line. Quite literally, there's nothing else like Within You supplements out there because Mark formulated these supplements with other individuals that he knows within the industry, like Joel Green, who we've had on this podcast. So you guys should check out Within You. We have amazing whey protein, electrolyte supplements, we have fasting gum, and many other things on the website. Andrew, how can they check it out?
Yes, that's over at markbellslingshot.com. And at checkout, enter promo code PowerProject10 to save 10% off your entire order. Links to them down in the description as well as the podcast show notes.
I'm also curious about this, Joey. As you've gotten bigger, because like you're pretty jacked now, right? What kind of confidence has that brought you, if any? Like how?
Oh,
Like,
huge.
yeah.
Like even just like being able to walk like into anywhere, like more so I would say it helped with my family, like because they're just so like traditional, and it's like they see me as that like smaller, skinny, like I was a twink in high school, like
I was hoping you were going to say that.
like just hairless, like super skinny, like I was 140 pounds, and like then I started working out. They're like, what the, like you're just like bigger now. So like I feel like they give me a little bit more respect, or just they treat me differently now that I'm like bigger, especially like I have like all girl cousins and we're like all around like a year or two, and like all their boyfriends like we're around, like they treat me differently now because I'm bigger than them now and I'm stronger. So it's like not that they gave me shit, but like they would poke at me a lot, and now they don't, and more so because I poke back. So they're like, oh shit, okay, never mind.
I'm going to lose this battle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like oddly enough, like, you know, I started lifting partially because I was injured, but partially because I couldn't do anything else when I was 13. But there is a level of insecurity that getting bigger does help with. I mean, it's not a thing that a lot of people talk about, but like putting on some muscle will give you some extra confidence in certain situations because physically you feel like a more physically dominant human being at that point. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you need to get as big as possible, but it can absolutely help with any individual's confidence. It has with me. It has with so many people I know. So it's just like, that's why we love, it's one of the reasons why we love this shit.
Yeah.
Keep doing it. Yeah.
Is there anything like dudes in the gym can be better at? to be a little bit more inclusive?
I think it's just getting rid of that thought, right? Like that, like, oh, this, guy's hitting on me, or like, I think just any preconceived notion of what they feel a gay man is, just like throw it out the window and treat us just like any other guy, right? Like just somebody, I think that's just gym culture, right? Like, it's like, you hope that everybody that's going to the gym is going there to better themselves. Mm-hmm. And if you have that mentality about everybody in the space around you, their sexuality shouldn't have any bearing on how you treat them. And I think that's it's a pie in the sky type wish to hope for that, but it really is just like, if Joey was in a gym and he came over to you, Mark, and was like, hey, like, can I get a spot? Like, it should just be like, yeah. Okay, great. But I think it's just like, again, like, people just have those preconceived notions that make that conversation different.
Yeah. So I don't want to say a big part of our show, but sometimes we play around on this show and we'll start talking about random things, and then we'll talk about how, like, we'll sleep together. We'll make out, whatever, we'll joke around. Yeah, I know, right? That's actually a pretty good point there.
Yeah, prove it, Andrew.
Well, no, I mean, I can literally play like any episode where we're talking about something, kind of gay. We go there.
No, it's gay.
It's definitely gay.
So we all have, female significant others. Is it okay for us to joke around amongst ourselves and say literally like gay jokes and stuff, but we are just playing around? We are not gay. Is that okay?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's how would you use?
Yeah, we're not
like,
doing it maliciously or anything. Yeah. I just want to make sure, because like Mark said, we're
about, like,
fucking
the tone of the jokes. Like,
yeah.
Okay, so now we're not like yeah, that's gay. We're not,
No,
but it's like literally the things that we
like if you
would say.
Like, what is Super Training Gym? Strongest gym in the West.
Gayest gym in the world.
I want to go there.
Yeah. You're here. So that's what I mean. They're like, we just joke around like that. Like, that's not offensive.
There's always a lot of gay undertones to like gym stuff, right? I mean, spotting each other and teabagging each other on the bench press and spotting each other from behind, and like
Joey's pissed he didn't join the gym earlier. It's like, wait, you can get teabagged at the gym? They do that?
This is awesome. Do I tip somebody?
Every Tuesday. Bench day.
No, I don't think it's wrong, right? Like, because like I'll even usually hop in on the joke.
That's the thing,
right?
It's like if you join in too.
Yeah, so I think it's like there was like a couple of guys going on a trip together, and they were like saying like they had to share a bed, right? They're like, oh, like we're gonna cuddle. So I'm like, oh yeah, who's gonna be the big spoon, right? So like I'll jump in, and then but the funny thing about that conversation, it was like it actually divulged into like an actual conversation that would work. And one guy's like, so there's like one like shorter, stockier guy, and like one's taller, skinnier guy, and the taller, skinnier guy's like, yeah, well, like I'll be the big spoon, like I'm bigger. He's like, I'm taller. He's like, no, but like I'm bigger, so I can like wap you up better. Like they had a legit conversation.
The taller guy covers more ground.
Like,
so
help me move this desk. Let's try it in this room right here.
So like I think like especially if you're around gay people and like you can like sense their personalities. Like obviously with us in this room, like we're probably gonna jump in on the joke, and so I think it all depends on like the context, the intention, and all that stuff.
Hey guys, I've seen that you guys have been commenting about how much you hate the whispering outro, asking you to like, comment, and subscribe. So I'm going to whisper again because I know you don't like it. So hey, I know we're bringing you some good content. So like, comment, subscribe, and share it with some friends so we can all help each other out. And maybe I'll stop whispering in your ear. Bye.